Welcome to Lit Happens, Saskatchewan's showcase of the literary talent of the province. We're back in the Shaw studio today, and just really excited about my guest today, Ryan Thaddeus. Ryan, welcome back to the show.
Wes, it's nice to be back.
It is. It's great to have you back.
Thank you.
I just really stoked about the conversation today. This is a new version of your previous book.
That's right. It's a second edition.
Yeah.
I had such a good response to the first copy, which I was publishing out of the U.S., out of New York.
Yeah.
I got a chance to republish and take control of my rights again here in Saskatchewan. I'm working with Dina Driver with DriverWorks Inc. out of Regina. Fantastic publisher. Yeah.
Let's give Dina Driver and DriverWorks a plug because
Absolutely.
they're one of Saskatchewan's leading publishers right now.
Yes. DriverWorks Inc.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, doing some cool stuff. Okay, so we'll talk about your book, but first I'd like to just get a little recap about you because this writing isn't the soul of your existence. This is kind of an offshoot of your career.
You know, it's one of those things I've always been interested in, of course, short stories, just stories in general. Self-education is a huge thing for me. I still go out and I do creative writing classes for kids in high schools. It's part of my literacy promotion in Canada, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm traveling across Canada doing promotions. But yeah, I mean, I've been a fastball player, a semi-professional fastball player for the last 5 years of my life, traveling the world, which is great. Great experience, of course, getting more characters for the books coming up in the future.
Nice. Now let's, I think it was about 2.5 years ago we had you on the show.
That's right.
Boy, time flies.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, your hair was a lot shorter then.
But it's been that much time.
Yeah. Let's just throw it to the audience, just a recap of the synopsis of your book.
Sure. This story was set in 1904, the second year of the modern day World Series. It actually features a game between the Boston Americans and the New York Highlanders, which became the Red Sox and the Yankees, the first American League series between them. It actually focuses around a hitter who's trying to bat 1,000, and his name, like the cover tells you, is Carl Jackson. Because of the segregation, the politics of the time, he's not allowed to play in the major leagues, and of course that's basically where the conflict occurs. He's got to get himself into games. He wants to bat against the greatest pitchers of his day. Quite simply, Carl Jackson's approach to life is to go out, do what it is that you love, first of all, regardless of money, something that we don't do today, especially here in the new Western world, where money quite often dominates what we do. This book, it's to give people an idea that maybe there is another way to live. There is something a little bit more important. You know, you have to ask yourself, what am I doing every day when I get up? Am I waking up just to go to work, make money, just to pay the bills and go to bed? Carl Jackson, he's a man that's more focused again. He wants to be the best batter. That's what he does, and he lets the universe take control.
Nice. That's a great big message in a great little book.
There's a lot of little messages in this tiny little book, which is why it's been referred to as the baseball Bible.
Yes, you were talking about that just before the cameras rolled. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, other than how it looks, of course, you know, a lot of the information that's packed in there is a lot of information packed into this little book. So it'll tell you a lot about baseball right from there. But as I was going around and doing my literacy promotions, handing out books, just giving them to people, I'd go to ballparks, walk around, and I'd have this stack of my books. As soon as I'd go to somebody and ask them, you know, would you be interested in reading a book? Right away they'd look at me thinking possibly it's got some religious ties.
Right.
Which it sort of does. It has some undertones, law of attraction, power of the universe, that sort of thing.
Right.
People would be a little bit standoffish at first if they wanted a copy of it until I tell them, you know, it's a short story. It's for literacy promotion. It's about baseball. They go, oh, okay, yeah, absolutely. I'd be interested in that, yeah. So it's been going okay. The promotions have been going
good.
Well, and interesting. It's interesting to meet people and see these reactions, of course. Right?
It is always interesting to hear the reactions of your readers.
Absolutely.
So what are the reactions?
Well, I mean, when people see that it's a short story, first of all, they're excited about it. I mean, one thing I think you've probably seen these days is we're having a harder time getting people into paper copies of books now. People are moving to e-books and that sort of thing.
Yep.
It's actually becoming nostalgic to see paper books. A lot of people are saying, oh, really, are people still publishing a lot of paper books? I've heard that before. You know, to the point, I had a gentleman tell me he's been reading his entire life, but over the last 3 years has not picked up a paper copy of a book. I think that's the way we're seeing things go. We as writers, of course, publishers, we have to adjust for the way the market's coming.
We do.
there's a lot of work to be done there. I mean, it's all fresh footing for all of us, right?
Yes, I agree. It's not like the old days where a book was a book. There's so many versions that could come out.
That's right. And I mean, competition. I mean, the entertainment industry is absolutely huge. To
Yeah.
get into that market, you've got to get out there,
Yeah.
you know, talk to people, shake some hands, and
Oh, totally.
exchange ideas. Which, I mean, that's the whole point. And personally, I love meeting people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah. So we're running out of time, but you always have such a great ambition about you.
Thanks,
I can
Wes.
just see that you're.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, you have a great energy. What's the future gonna hold for Ryan in the next little while?
Well, I'm not really too sure. My baseball or fastball career is up in the air now. Actually, the World Fastball is in Saskatoon right now. I'll be around watching that for a week and doing my promotions, giving away a few copies of the book, and hopefully traveling across Canada doing the same thing over the course of the summer. That's
Good.
what I'm looking for in the short term, at least.
Good. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. I was gonna ask you where's the best resources around Saskatchewan to pick up the book?
Well, I mean, we were just talking about the new era. Of course, online is generally
Online,
the
of
way
course,
to go.
yeah.
You can go through DriverWorks Inc., my
Good.
own website, Ryan Thaddeus.
Okay.
McNally Robinson will be carrying some copies.
Good.
Yeah, that's usually the easiest way to go.
Yeah, and I think if all else fails, you're like a lot of writers. You're active on social media to a point.
You know what? Honestly, the webpage is the way it is these days.
Yeah.
I've simplified my life getting away from electronics a little bit.
Right.
In order to get more free time, you know, I can spend more time in my own mind, writing, that sort of thing. But
So-
in the meantime, there's always a way.
Yeah, I like how you think. Well, I know we're out of time, but I just want to say that it's always just a real gift to be able to talk to you.
I appreciate it, Wes. It's fantastic to talk with you as well.
Oh, well,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
having me back.
Absolutely, we'll get you on again.
Great.
That's all the time we have today for Lit Happens. If you enjoyed today's segment, you can see previous episodes on Shaw TV or on my website, westfunk.ca, and you can connect with us online on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So I'll see you next time on Lit Happens.